happened before in Killstream history. We're usually so well organized and so put together. Okay.
Oh yeah, always,
Yes.
forever.
Jay Dyer and Tom already here. I think that looks good enough, honestly. I'll mess with it a little bit more. I had it perfectly. I sat here and fucked with this for 30 minutes. Even took my headset off so I could focus completely. And it's still, anyway. Still, what I wanted to not happen happened, but whatever. Okay, we're on the air. It looks fine. Welcome, everybody, to the Kill Stream. I am your host, Ethan Ralph, the owner and the editor-in-chief of theralphretort.com. It's good to see you guys here. We're starting off with Jay Dyer versus TJump, and then we're going to go to Dick Masterson versus Andy Worski. That was a bonus bout that's been added to the card here. Mount Hale with the diamond says, yes, I see you are a man of culture as well. Larry Ridgway, who's also on the co-host panel, with the host. Thank you. Lord Zenu WC Law says, let's fucking go. Space Cowboy 14 says, it's showtime, baby. Shit. Space Cowboy 14 then says, no mercy on the kill stream. Let's go. Big Ninja Guinea from Comrade Weiss says, I was the one who told Chrissy Mayer to email you at the Rubin Report at therubinreport.com. I'm sorry. Wolfen says, let's do this shit. Space Cowboy 14 says, lady has stank ass crack or crusty snatch. Choose. I don't know what that was in reference to, but whatever. Thank you. Guy Fieri's all with the Ninja Guinea. Thank you very kindly for that statement of support. Brainwreck with the diamond. Thank you as well. And you said this. Who put their butt cheeks on the Killstream graphic? Oh, I didn't think about that, but it does kind of look like that. All right.
Ralph is coming out of the gaping maw of the goat
So
seat.
I didn't really decide. By the way, did it just switch again on air? Why is it doing that? Did somebody join or leave while I was doing my spiel there, Gator? Because I don't understand why that would happen. Anyway.
I don't think so.
Okay, whatever. I fixed it. Jay's here. Do you guys care who goes first, or who do you want to go first? I really didn't pick. I know it's up to you guys, really. I guess, how about this? Tom, you go first. We have the opening statements. We'll let you go first, since I have to pick somebody.
Sure. So I'm an atheist, by which I mean I believe there is no reason to believe in the existence of a God. And that's essentially my position. It's just a made-up position, no different from leprechauns or fairies or Santa Claus. There's no evidence to indicate a God. All the experts in pretty much every academic field agree on that point. All of the arguments that apologists use are debunked and rejected by all the experts in every academic field because they're garbage. So yeah, I mean, apologetics is just another pseudoscience like homeopathy or flat earth. That's my position.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Dyer, as I try to fix the screen once again. Go ahead and speak.
Right, so obviously I disagree with that. I'm an Orthodox Christian, so I defend the Orthodox Christian position, and we believe that the only possible explanation for reality is the triune God, and that's because when we look at what we call a worldview in philosophy, that would be the disciplines of knowledge, or epistemology, ethics, and metaphysics. These are the three branches of philosophy. We really only see one type of being that can ground and give a coherent explanation, justification, and explanatory power to how it's possible for there to be knowledge, ethics, and claims about reality. So I'm making an argument at a paradigm level. It's called a transcendental argument. It's an argument about preconditions of experience. It's not an argument about experience itself, but rather the preconditions or what's necessary for the possibility of experience, knowledge, or ethics. So two different levels of argumentation. I can show you the logical form of that argument, show that it's a perfectly valid form of argumentation. So the argument is just simply that when we look at the world, and when we make knowledge claims, when we make claims about ethics or metaphysics, there's all kinds of presuppositions or preconditions that are necessary and have to be the case for those knowledge claims to be possible. So I'm not talking about any specific knowledge claim in this case. I'm talking about a higher level, a meta level claim about the possibility of knowledge claims. So these preconditions are things like universals, abstract concepts, the status of objects, the identity of objects over time, the principle of induction, the external world having a reality to it that's not just simply mental, that there is a self that underlies all of our perceptions. All of these things are not reducible to matter. They're not, in other words, it would lead to an absurdity reductio to reduce all of these preconditions to matter. And so therefore they do have some ontological existence, some real existence. And so the only possible way to explain how all of those interlock or cohere, numbers, laws of logic, the things I listed, is if there is a God who grounds them and is the justification for those things. So basically, I'm saying that there are transcendental categories or preconditions, and the argument for God's existence is that he is the only possible justification or ground for those things. So that is the transcendental argument.
Mr. Jump, would you like to respond to that, or?
Yeah, sure. So just to clarify, so you're saying that all of the experts in all of those fields who wrote the books on literally all of those topics that you mentioned, they're all wrong. All of their worldviews, majority of which are atheist, non-religious people, they have some logical contradiction in their worldview.
It's completely irrelevant to a formal argument. You're appealing to authority.
It's just a question. So no, it's not actually what I'm doing at all.
Well,
there
are plenty of authority. There are plenty of authorities.
Stop, Jay. Let me finish the question.
There are plenty of authorities who share my view.
No, actually, there aren't. The consensus view is against everything you just said.
No,
so there might be a few.
Well, you're going to arbitrarily limit which disciplines you
No, I'm going to take the majority.
I could give you a host of continental philosophers, analytical philosophers.
Jay, stop interrupting. So the consensus of experts, the vast majority.
There is no.
There is.
Why there isn't.
Yeah, there is.
It's total bullshit. You start the argument with bullshit.
Stop. There is a paper that literally asked for the consensus on these topics. The Phil Surveys paper, where they did actually do this. Yes, that's a consensus.
That means nothing in a formal debate. You said your apologetic is a fallacy.
Why are you still interrupting? Stop. You said
because you're not even making arguments.
All right, let him. Hold on, Jay. Jay, let him get in there. Let him get in there. I'll definitely give you all your time. Go ahead, Mr. Trump.
So Jay said there was no consensus. I just proved him wrong on that. There's literally
a paper is not consensus.
Jay has his head up his ass. So a consensus is what the vast majority of the experts in the field agree on. And there is a paper that polls the vast majority of experts and shows they do agree on this. So there is a consensus. That is literally what consensus means. And all of the majority of people who wrote the books on every one of these topics he mentioned.
It wouldn't even matter if that's true. It's a fallacy.
Why are you still
It wouldn't matter if it's true. It's a fallacy.
No, it's not
you can't make fallacies.
That's not a fallacy, Jay. What fallacy
is that?
It is
a fallacy. It's called appeal to consensus, appeal to authority.
Hey, moron. Phil Survey's paper, just go to the Stanford Encyclopedia.
Is appeal to consensus
and
appeal to authority
you have to shut up and let me correct you.
Is it a fallacy?
No, it's not a fallacy. No, it is not a fallacy.
Yes, it is. It's a basic fallacy. Appeal to consensus, appeal to expert is a fallacy.
Jay, shut up and let me correct you. So Stanford Encyclopedia Philosophy, fallacies. Number 9, number 10. Number 9 is the appeal to authority. It is only a fallacy if it's a false authority. If it's not a false authority, it's not a fallacy.
No,
number 10.
That's not the only case. That's not the only case. This is a formal argument.
No.
It's
Jay,
a formal argument.
This is a fact. It is not a fallacy.
No, it's not. It's not in a formal argument. You can't appeal to informal fallacy.
Can you just mute him so I can just complete my statement?
Go ahead. Let him get in, because I can see that's going to be a point of contention. Let him get his full statement in. I'll let you respond, Jay. Go ahead.
Again, this is not a fallacy for anyone in philosophy. So obviously, Jay just doesn't.
Yes, it is. This is so stupid. This is based. You don't have basic philosophy.
This
is
I can't. I mean, I don't mute people, but let him get in, Jay, because I mean, he's going to.
He's just got his head up his ass. He's just ignorant of philosophy. Like literally,
go to. I have a master's in philosophy. You have no philosophy training. You would know that's a fallacy in a formal argument. Do you know what a formal argument is?
You can't shut up at all.
You don't know what a formal argument is.
It
has nothing to do with appeals to consensus or experts in a formal argument. I made a formal argument.
Not going to stop.
Did I make a formal argument?
I haven't been able to finish a single sentence.
Did I make a formal argument?
No, you didn't. You said you made.
Yes, I did. I gave you a. Here.
No, you didn't give any premises or conclusion.
All right, wait. We can't.
I absolutely did. I gave you preconditions.
So shut up, Jay. Shut up, Jay.
Show the arguments on sound. Here.
By the way, show that where your face is. You have to say, because the camera's really tight because the graphic. Yeah.
Still haven't gotten to finish a single sentence yet because Jay has a head of his ass. So again, the Stanford Encyclopedia Philosophy or any academic journal or any academic. Why are you still interrupting, Jay?
Because you're not addressing.
What he's saying? Let him. Come on, Jay. Let him speak, because we can't get past this opening part unless you let him speak. So I know I understand exactly what you're saying, and we'll let the audience decide that. But let him speak so we can get past it and get into it a little bit. You're speaking about that. We got it. The list that you're talking about here. Repeat what you said, and then let's go ahead and move past it, though, so we can get past this.
So every single academic paper and academic book in every single college shows that an appeal to authority is only fallacious if it's a false authority.
That's not the only case.
All right, now let him. Jay,
no, it's not.
Come on, Jay. Come on.
That's literally the only case.
No, it's not.
Okay, now move. Now let's go to the next.
The actual papers.
Go,
So that is it. You are just ignorant.
The
of
papers
philosophy.
don't matter in a formal argument. Do you not understand what you don't understand what a
papers
formal
of
argument
the
is?
experts literally
It
saying what
doesn't
the things
matter.
don't matter.
No, it literally doesn't matter.
Jay, you don't know philosophy. You're ignorant
I
of
have a
philosophy.
master's
You
in
are dumb.
philosophy.
Then
I
you
have a master's.
better
You don't
get
know.
your money
You
back.
don't know
You know
philosophy.
nothing.
You don't know
You
what
know
basic. You don't know what a
literally
formal
nothing.
argument is.
You just
Do
said
you realize?
an appeal to
Do you
authority
realize that if
is
99.9% of
like,
philosophers
literally, you're an
disagreed
idiot.
with a formal argument, it wouldn't
Literally,
matter.
you're an idiot.
It wouldn't
Literally,
matter.
you're an idiot.
all right.
You
Like,
you
oh
have
my God.
basic misconceptions.
All right.
Like, you're so dumb. Like, this is
right.
literally.
You're not making an argument. This is the
No,
lowest
I
IQ
just-
atheist
I just
debate I've ever.
corrected
This
you. I
guy's
didn't
worse
need an argument.
than Mark Brahman, dude.
I
This
didn't need an
guy-
argument.
This guy makes
Fact-
Mark Brahman look like
Can I
a
share
genius.
screen? Hey, Ralph, can I share screen? Can I just show you
I
the
mean,
actual papers that literally
As
say
long
this?
as it's not
It doesn't
pornographic.
matter
Yeah, I
what
don't
the
care.
papers say. Do you not
Yeah, I don't care.
understand
It's
that
not
an appeal to
pornographic.
authority in a
Stanford-
formal
Okay, now what?
argument
Okay, let me ask
doesn't
him.
matter?
All right, Jay. Let me ask him this. What about what he's saying though? That the papers don't matter. That what you're saying.
Right. So the first thing I would say is that there's no clear indication. Anybody who's spent time in the philosophy of science knows that there's no clear idea of what an expert is. So if he's just talking about the people who have degrees, no, there's not. This is a basic philosophic mistake. Have you had a philosophy of science class?
Ignorant. How do I share screen?
Who decides what an expert
It's
is?
just like a hangout. Like I haven't actually shared screens on here on this before. I don't think.
So
Oh,
look,
can you pull
Yeah,
it
go
up
ahead.
on your screen?
Possibly. Yeah,
let me
send the
explain
link.
why
I'll
this
try to pull
doesn't
it.
work.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. Go ahead.
So when you
go ahead.
when you make a formal argument, this is different than when you're making
and
arguments about factual claims, right? Because we're dealing with something at what I call a paradigm level. So the argument is put.
Jay,
into
you made a
strict
factual
form.
claim. You said there is no consensus. You said it's not a fallacy. An argument from authority is not a fallacy. So we're going to correct your mistaken.
I said that's not the only case. Dude, I'm aware that, listen, in
Great,
debates,
show me where there's
I've
another
done it
one.
for 20
Give me
years.
an
I know when
paper.
you can
You're an
appeal
idiot.
to
Jay, I don't care
experts.
what your opinion
Listen,
is.
I know when you can attest.
Jay, I don't
when you
care
can
what
have
your
the
opinion is.
attestation of an expert,
Did
not
you
in
show it
the
on
case
screen?
of a formal argument,
All right.
because it doesn't
Did you
matter.
show it on screen?
99% of
Yeah.
people saying something doesn't
Did you-
affect formal arguments.
Section 9.
You sent that
You
to me
don't-
on Twitter.
You're not even getting
I
the
put it
point.
on the text.
Oh, you put it on here. Okay.
I can't believe it's this low IQ. I thought you were going to bring
So-
something, dude. I legit thought
Yeah,
you were
you
gonna
haven't
bring
you
something.
haven't actually listened to anything I said yet. You haven't let me finish a sentence.
You
so
don't
I mean,
know
I
what a
can-
formal
I can
argument is.
disprove
You don't know a
everything
basic
said.
difference between
So
something in
I
a
can
formal
disprove
structure and
literally
something that
everything
relates
said.
All right,
to
But
normative
Jay.
thought.
Let me ask you, Jay. So we can move off this part. I know what you're making, that he's just not
He's
structured.
already lost the debate.
Yeah, I mean,
it's already over.
Yeah, but we have to fill more time. So if we
I know,
stop,
I'm glad to.
No, Jay's
If
a
we
moron.
stop now,
I just-
like, what the fuck?
I proved him wrong about
Dude,
the first
dude, you're being laughed at.
mistaken
I'm not a
fallacy.
moron
Like,
here.
wow.
Like,
No,
Can
Jay,
you
everyone's
listen to
laughing
what
at
I'm
you. Everyone is
saying? Can you
literally
listen?
laughing at you right now, Jay. You're
Can you
so
listen?
dumb.
No, dude,
You think you know
nobody's
philosophy
laughing
and you don't know what
except
a fallacy is.
dude,
You
you're
don't know what an
worse
appeal
than
to
Mark
authority
Brahman.
fallacy
You're
is.
literally the worst
You're
atheist
so
ever.
dumb.
You are
So
the
are you
dumbest
gonna-
atheist I've ever met.
You gotta like, you haven't even listened to any of my arguments yet. You've just
You
like,
didn't
got
make an
to-
argument.
You're
You
right,
appealed
because you
to
haven't stopped
authority in a
talking yet,
formal
Jay.
argument.
I can't
It
make an
doesn't
argument.
matter.
if you don't stop talking,
You don't.
Jay.
You don't
Jay,
understand.
you see, if
You
you
don't
in
understand
order to
the
make an
difference
argument, you have to
between
be
a
able to
formal
continuously
argument
speak.
and arguments
Like,
about
wow,
factual
so he's
claims,
so
right?
dumb. Like, I mean, come on, mute him. It's more fun if you mute him.
No, I
don't-
can't.
don't.
I don't mute people. You know, it's just a policy. Unless absolutely, if it's just
I mean,
crazy.
it seems like it's kind of necessary
Listen,
here. Like I haven't been able to
If
finish.
we
a single
if we were in a
sentence
court,
come on. No, if we were in a court, you'd just be thrown out for being an idiot.
No,
Like
if
all
we
of
were
the
in a
courts
court
also agree with me.
and you appealed to an expert on a case, that would be fine. There would be nothing wrong with that. This is a formal
Can you show-
argument with
can
a
you
formal
show the thing?
structure. Experts have nothing
Oh
to do
my
with
God.
it. Experts have nothing to
they
do
do.
with this.
Yeah, they do. There's lots of formal
So
arguments.
if 99% of the experts said that there's no laws of logic, it would be true.
No.
Okay, then you just admitted my
99%
point,
of
idiot.
experts say that your argument is bullshit. It's probably bullshit.
If 99% of the
So
experts,
that's
you
not
admitted the
part of the
principle of what I'm
So
saying.
going
Like,
back
you can't even
to what I
follow
said,
the argument. This is like
You
a
didn't
new
make an
level,
argument. You
a
showed us
new
your
low.
us. So
You just admitted my argument.
even Quine admits the laws of logic can be wrong. So you're just full of shit.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Okay.
Quine admits he says they can't be justified.
Let me read a quote from Two
He
Dogs.
says, I know what I've read Two Dogs of Empiricism.
Jay,
That's
you
not
just
correct.
said Quine does not say that the laws of
In
logic
the sense
reject.
that he
Let's-
believes that they
no,
can't be justified.
No, he doesn't say that. Let me read
Yes,
the
he
quote
does the
for you.
papers about whether you can
Jay,
justify.
I'm going to read the quote.
whether
so
you can
stop up.
justify
Jay,
them.
Jay,
You're an
you
idiot.
can shut
dude.
up.
This
Jay,
is
you can shut up.
unbelievable.
All right,
I'm
let
not going to shut up. You shut up.
You got to shut up so I can.
I'm
read
not-
the quote.
You're
Jay's
wrong. You
on
don't
the
know
second
basic
thing.
philosophy. You're a YouTube philosopher. You're a YouTube philosopher.
All right, Jay, hold on.
I'm
Jay,
a professional philosopher.
let
You're
him.
a joke
Jay,
philosopher.
hold on. Wait.
So-
Jay, let him get in. Just give him a couple minutes. Let him speak, and I'll give you that time back. I just want to get that out so we can get into it a little bit, or else we're gonna be started.
He just admitted that a consensus doesn't affect formal arguments.
Nope, that's wrong.
All right,
so
all right.
as I said,
Go ahead.
Klein
You just
literally
admitted that.
says,
You
no,
admitted that.
No, I said it doesn't.
Now you're
prove it
lying because you
true.
just admitted.
No,
You said that if
then
99%,
you have to mute him. Like
you
he's
said
not gonna
if
stop.
99%.
Jay, hold on. Jay, just give him a second.
heard that 10 times.
Please let him get some in here, and I'll swear to God, you can do whatever you want after. Just give
So
him 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That I'm counting now. Go ahead.
So here's the second dumbass thing Jay said. He said that Quine did not say the laws of logic can be challenged. I'm going to give you a quote from the two dogmas of empiricism.
This is false.
Jay,
He's
come
lying
on.
about what sense.
Okay, that's fine. I'll give you all the time to respond. He's got almost 2 minutes left. Go ahead.
Quine, the totality of a so-called knowledge or beliefs, from the most casual matters of geography and history to the profoundest laws of atomic physics or even pure mathematics and logic, is man-made fabric which impinges on experience only along the edges. No statement is immune to revision. Even the law of excluded middle has been proposed as a means of simplifying quantum mechanics, and there's the difference between the principle of shift and the shift whereby Kepler superseded autonomy of Einstein's, Newton, or Darwin. He literally said that, you fucking moron.
All right, now wait. Before you respond, Jay, you got about another minute. So anything you didn't get in earlier, try to get in a little bit of your response there. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so he's completely ignorant of just an argument.
No, I've read
Wait,
Quine,
Jay,
at
hold
least.
on. Jay, hold on. Go ahead.
No,
So-
if this guy's gonna call you a
No,
fucking
it's
moron,
cool. I'm
I
gonna
think
give
it's
you.
fine.
That's fair. Okay, you got it in. Go ahead, Mr.
So,
Trump.
Right, so
literally
what I
every
said-
single.
Dude,
I still
stop.
have a
What
point
I
left,
said.
right?
What I said was
Didn't I feel like
All
I
right.
he
left
doesn't
or-
believe they can be justified on a pragmatic level.
Didn't-
Quine
didn't I
believes
say-
that there are
no,
laws of
no, he
logic
didn't
and
say that. So
induction.
next,
All
he
right.
didn't say
Says they can't be
justification.
justified. The paper Two Dogmas of Empiricism is about the
Nope.
fact that they can't be justified.
No,
You're
it's not.
correct. Yes,
what are
it
the two
is. The
dogmas?
paper is
Jay,
it's the most
what-
famous
what-
paper
Jay,
of the 20th century
Jay, what are
philosophy.
the
It's
two
about
dogmas?
how
Jay,
it's called the Two Dogmas of
Jay,
Empiricism,
what-
and it's
what
about how
are
they
the
can't
two
be
dogmas?
justified.
Jay, what are the two dogmas?
The two claims of empirical the two claims about what empiricism rests on,
What
coming
are
from
they?
David Hume.
What
Right?
are the
He
two
restates
dogmas?
David Hume.
No.
Yes, he does. It's about
No.
induction, the
What are
principle of
the-
induction, and the application of induction.
Jay, he mentions induction one time in the paper, which is in the
It's the
introduction.
argument
It has-
about
No,
Grue.
no, no.
It's the argument
No,
about how we
Jay,
can't
Jay,
prove
Jay,
that a color won't
Jay,
change into
listen,
something else.
Listen
and
to
that
my
we can't
words.
prove-
Listen to my
Dude,
words, Jay. Jay,
Dude, you're lying
you gotta-
because
you gotta-
I told that is what the paper's about.
paper,
Everybody can
you
go
can
look up
literally
Two Dogmas
Google
of
it. You can
Empiricism and
literally
see
pull
that
up
it's
the
about
paper.
that you
Jay,
can't justify
Jay,
the
go back,
bases
go
of
back,
empiricism.
Jay, go back.
No,
go back.
just
Jay,
repeating my name
Jay,
is not going to get
Jay,
you anywhere.
I know it's
because
just,
you're
you're just
wrong.
wasting time, so I'm just going to keep repeating your name until you stop
It's
talking.
not. It's
So-
not going to. It's not going to do anything.
Guys,
Jay,
can we
Jay,
listen? We're
Dude,
gonna
it's
have
about
to.
the justification
You
of the
gotta
belief
mute it.
in
I mean, like,
induction.
I
That's what
need
it's
to be able
about.
to,
Guys-
make arguments to
All right,
actually have a
And it's
conversation.
two
Like,
applications
okay,
of the
come on,
principle of
come
induction.
on.
All right,
You don't
guys.
even know
Come
what,
on.
what is the principle of induction?
So can I talk? Okay, so
What is the principle of
in-
induction? You don't even
in
know
Quine's
basic
paper,
philosophical
so
concepts. What
you're
is
still
it?
talking to it. Like he's
What
not going
is
to
the
stop.
principle
You're
of
going to have to
induction?
mute him. Like if you say it's required, come on. This is like what better time is required.
Now, all
In
you
Quine's
have
dogmas-
said is that I need to be muted.
That's the only thing you've
You've
allowed
not
me to
made an
say.
argument.
Jay,
You've appealed
please,
to-
Jay, please let him talk because they're getting on my case for like you interrupting, and you have been interrupting a lot, to be honest. So just let him speak. I understand your points about that he's just basically lost the whole debate just by his posture and structure and fallacies and all that. I understand that, but can we just like move forward a little bit? And I swear to God, I'll let you talk as long as you want because like people are getting on my case is all. So.
Oh,
Go ahead.
all right.
And I don't
All right,
like to,
so-
get involved.
I
too
mean,
much.
he's not making arguments, but go
All right.
ahead. I'm
Okay.
waiting
Yeah,
for an
yeah.
argument.
Just give him.
Okay.
Look, just
You
give him
gotta
2
talk.
minutes. He had about a minute before. Just give him 2 minutes to say whatever the fuck he wants, and I'll give you 2 minutes to say whatever the fuck you want. I swear to God. All right, 2
All right.
minutes on the clock. I'm gonna restart it right now. Go ahead.
All right. So other than the fact he doesn't know what an argument from authority is, and other than the fact he doesn't know what the two dogmas of empiricism are, Quine only mentions induction in the introduction of his paper. He never mentions it again. It's not a rephrasing of Hume's two things. I actually know what the two dogmas are, but I don't want to say them yet. I want to get Jay to see if he can actually know what they are because he doesn't. He obviously just ignorant of everything.
All right.
in
Don't
philosophy.
don't ask him questions directly because
Oh, no, I'm
then
not,
he'll
I'm
get
not.
interrupt. Now you still got about a minute and a half. Go ahead.
So, this is something I want to ask him later.
Right.
So
That's fine.
but he clearly doesn't know anything about philosophy in these fields. But to address his main argument that Transcendental is just garbage, like literally, there's nothing there. Like if you claim that it's the only worldview that can explain it, well, no, I can explain it with about 1,000 other worldviews easily. You could just give a simple reductio and say that God just doesn't work. God is self-contradictory, and that proves it. Most of the things he mentioned, like math and logic, those are explained purely naturalistically as languages. They're no different than any other language. You don't need those. Abstract objects don't exist. They're also like languages. Induction is purely explainable in many different ideologies. You don't need any kind of magic for that. Same with the self, external world, universals. All of those are perfectly explainable with lots of different ideologies, which he has not disproved at all. So just asserting that God is the only one that can explain it makes absolutely no sense. And he hasn't presented a formal argument for that yet. He just said he did have one, which I do want to hear. He said he could show it was valid. So I'd like to see what that is.
30 seconds.
I'm done.
Oh, you're done? Okay. All right, go ahead, Jay. I'll give you 2 minutes. He only took 1:30, but I'll give you the 2. Go ahead.
Yeah, the two dogmas are conceptual reduction and I'm trying to remember what the other one is, doctrinal reduction, right? So I'm going from memory because this was an undergrad class that I had 15 years ago, and it's an application of Hume's points. So he's just restating. It doesn't matter if he only mentions induction in the introduction. That doesn't matter if that's what the paper is about, because he's showing that basic empiricism cannot justify the things that it relies on to make empirical claims and propositions. It's a very simple type of argument that he restates. But when you gave your response to the transcendental argument, you just said it can all be explained by naturalism and reductionism. No, it can't. Because you can't reduce. No, it can't. You can't. You didn't give an answer. You didn't give a response to any of the claims that I made. You just said it can be explained. How can you reduce something that is propositional to states of matter?
You want me to answer that?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a question.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't know if you were.
No, it's fine. Yeah, we'll go back to the 2-minute thing if we have to. But I would rather you guys be able to ask questions. But yeah, go ahead.
Propositions, laws, and logic and math are all descriptive languages, so they don't actually exist anywhere in the universe. They're only describing things that do exist. So
is the claim that you just made a universal propositional truth claim?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you have access to universal truth claims?
Because they describe reality.
So you have access to all universal reality?
No, why would I need to?
Then they don't describe all reality. They don't describe universal states of affairs.
That's not how it works. So I can describe all of reality even if I don't know all of reality. Like I can say all reality is reality.
Not if you're an atheist, you can't.
All reality is reality.
If I have access to the divine mind, I can. I have a justification for it. You have your mind, which is just chaos.
So let me do it. Let me do it right now. All reality is reality. Now I just have access to all of reality.
That's a circular argument.
It's not an argument. It's a tautology.
I'm asking for a justification
you said
for the claim.
You said I couldn't.
I'm asking you to justify the universal claim.
You said I couldn't.
You just gave a circular argument.
You said that's not an argument. You said I couldn't
justify the claim.
You said
reality is reality.
All right, let him get in, Jay. Go ahead, Tom.
You said I could not access all of reality within my atheist worldview. I just did. Reality is all reality.
That's the dumbest argument of all time. That's a circular argument. I asked for a justification for the claim to universal propositional states of affairs.
Jay, for it to be an argument, there has to be a therefore. There was no therefore in that argument. So
I'm asking you for you to justify the belief that you have access to a universal state of affairs.
Reality is reality. Law of identity.
That's not a justification. That's a circular claim.
No, that's not a circular claim.
That doesn't even make any sense. What is the content of
reality? You know
reality?
What a tautology is?
Do you realize that in the history of philosophy, that's like one of the most debated terms? You want to appeal to experts. The consensus of the experts on reality is not in accord. What's reality?
I didn't say what reality is. I said reality is reality. Reality
it's a meaningless statement. You need access to a universal state of affairs.
I don't need to know what reality is to know reality.
To say the proposition reality is reality and that's a universal state of affairs requires universal knowledge.
How can reality not be reality? Like what? It's the law of identity.
Your argument is a meaningless claim. It's not an argument. It's not a justification.
The law of identity is a meaningless claim. You can't
justify that. You just said the law of identity was identical to states of affairs, right?
Yes. The law of identity, A equals A.
So you're reifying the statement, and it's not a justification for the belief.
So the law of identity is identical to the state of affairs, that reality is reality. Yes.
Yeah. Is that identical to matter?
What? It is identical to the state of matter existing. Yes.
Okay, so you need access to that being universally the case. You don't have it. You don't have a basis for universal claims.
What? What do you mean I need access to it being universally? How can it be?
The claim is a universal claim.
Is
it a universal claim?
Yes.
Yes. Do you have access to universal knowledge?
I don't need to.
And universal states of affairs?
I don't need to.
Yes, you do to believe in universal.
Now explain this a little bit,
What
Jay.
is a universal?
Yeah, I was going to say, explain this a little bit, because I could see people out in the weeds not really knowing what you mean by this line of questioning.
Right, so there's a classic debate comes up in Plato. It's about the question of universals, right? And you can't reduce universals to instances of particulars because it presupposes the thing that's in question. What is the universal characteristic or property that's shared between objects, features, classes? It doesn't matter what type of thing we're talking about. But I made it an even higher order argument because he claimed to have access to universal states of affairs. But he doesn't have access to that. He's a finite, limited being in the atheist paradigm, right, with no access to that. He's just matter in motion. Yet, this ultimately irrational worldview of being matter in motion, pure chaos and pure flux, is at the same time trying to lay hold to a claim of what is universally propositionally true and the case in all states of affairs, in all possible worlds, perhaps. He has no access to that. And when I said, what's the justification for the claim? He says reality is reality. That's not a justification.
There it is.
Okay, by the way, thank you for explaining that a little bit. I just wanted people to have a little background.
Go take a basic epistemology class and learn what justification is.
All right, now go ahead, Tom. You can respond. I just want him to explain what you guys were talking about for those who didn't know. Go ahead, Tom.
A justification is the action of showing something right or reasonable. Saying reality is reality does exactly that. It is a justification by the philosophical term.
It's the most unclear notion in the history of philosophy that you're appealing to in a circular argument.
Right, let him get in. Yeah,
it's a circular argument.
We'll let you get in. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
I never defined reality. I just said reality was reality.
So it's meaningless.
So no, Jay.
This is your justification for access to a universal state of. Do you know what a universal is? How does that justify the universal?
Jay.
How does that justify the universal claim?
Now, let him. Now, I understand. I know you're getting interrupted. I understand, but just go ahead and respond, Tom. Jay, I'll let you respond. Let's still. You know what? Let's do the 2-minute thing again. Actually, all right, 2 minutes now. Go ahead.
So yeah, reality is a justification. It does qualify.
No, it's not.
Jay, come on. Go ahead, Tom.
Just like he was wrong about an argument from authority, and just like he was wrong about Quine. Oh, I forgot. Yes, Jay was wrong about the two dogmas. They are not conceptual reduction or doctrinal reduction. They are the distinction between the synthetic and analytic distinction, and the claim that all analytic claims can be reduced to synthetic claims. Those are the two dogmas. Jay is just ignorant of Quine.
No, that's not true. I pulled the paper up. I've got it in front of me.
Jay, I just quoted Alex Malpass, the professional philosopher.
Yeah, I debated Malpass and he lost.
Yes, I know.
Dude, you're just appealing to professional philosophers. That's not an argument.
Jay.
Dude, you can't debate. Learn how to reason yourself instead of appealing to authorities. That's not an argument.
Jay, were we doing the 2-minute thing?
All right, go ahead. You're right.
Hold on.
Jay, just hold on.
I presented formal arguments and he doesn't reply.
We'll get that later. So still my turn, Jay.
No, that was my first argument. You haven't even addressed it.
Still my turn, Jay.
All right, let him go. Yeah, let him go.
So I just quoted Alex Malpass, the professional philosopher who actually.
That's not Quine, dummy.
Jay.
Dude, you are a liar. You are so dishonest.
What? Okay,
that's not Quine. I've got Quine's paper here.
I just quoted.
It doesn't matter what Alex Malpass says. Dude, do you know what? Again, appeal to authority. Appeal to authority.
I think I was given like 10 seconds there. Come on. I don't think that equates to 2 minutes.
Right, let him, Jay, please let him speak. I know you're very passionate.
What he does is that he throws out the insult every time.
I know, and I wish.
Because he can't reply.
And I would just ask, let me ask you this, and this is a fair request, I believe, to just get your time. Don't like make a direct claim or whatever against Jay, or just get your piece out. I don't even know. Just get your piece out without like asking him a question during the middle of it, because then
I've never done that. I haven't asked him.
Okay, I'm not trying to. Look, I'm the moderator. I'm just trying to do what I can. Just go ahead. Say what you want.
So yeah, I was quoting Alex Malpass in his review of your debate with Matt Dillahunty, where he explicitly went through. Jay, come on. So where he explicitly.
How is this relevant to the debate?
Jay, please, because we can't get past it. Just go ahead.
Oh, God.
I know.
So where he explicitly went through the 2 dogmas of empiricism and showed where everything Jay said was wrong, where it doesn't mention induction, where he got the 2 dogmas wrong, where he actually says here are what the 2 dogmas are, and he literally says the synthetic analytic distinction and how all analytic claims cannot be reducible to synthetic claims. He literally understands philosophy and shows you're wrong in this case, and I'm just quoting him.
All right.
So you got that wrong.
Now you still got another minute. I think you've gotten a total of 1 minute and all that. Go ahead, another minute.
You think, yeah, okay. So, but yeah, I would like to hear your formal argument. Could you please tell me what your formal argument is? 'Cause you haven't
I
presented
made
it.
the formal argument at the beginning of the debate. You didn't listen. And by the way,
What was premise 1?
by the way, a formal argument, it doesn't matter about the consensus of anyone. Don't you understand that? Like the
No.
consensus
What
of
was your-
people
what
has
was premise
nothing to
1?
do with
What
the
was-
truth or falsehood of a formal argument.
What was the premise 1 of your formal argument?
Do you agree to that?
No. What was your premise 1 of the formal
Do
argument?
so you don't agree? So you admit that 99% of philosophers could disagree about a formal universal truth claim, and it would be false.
I agree that appeals to authority are not fallacious and do count as
I
evidence.
didn't say that. That's not what I asked you.
I
asked
don't care what you asked.
I know. I just
I don't
gave
care
you
what you asked.
cases in
Appeals
which
to
you can
authority
appeal to
are
authority.
evidence. Yes,
This
they are
is a
evidence
sophomore
towards
level
conclusion.
mistake
They're not
about
proof.
what I'm talking about.
I'm literally
talking
trying to
about
answer
formal
your question.
systems.
I'm literally
In formal
trying to answer your
systems,
question.
appeals to authority don't matter.
Jay, I'm literally trying to answer your question. So, appeals to authority are evidence towards the conclusion. They are not
Correct.
proof. So,
Correct.
if the majority, if 99% of authorities say that the law of logic is wrong for some reason,
No,
that is
that's where you're
evidence-
wrong.
Jay,
That's about formal logic. In
Jay,
that case, appeals to authority
Jay,
don't count. That's
Jay,
where it doesn't count.
Jay,
That's
you're
why it doesn't
interrupting
work.
me, Jay. I need
In
my 2
formal
minutes.
system, a
I need my 2
consensus
minutes.
doesn't matter.
Can we get him to shut up?
That's
now?
where you're wrong.
Well, so explain what you're saying, Jay. Like, are you saying that just go in a little bit deeper? And then
Okay,
I'll,
so if
because
we
I
were
don't think a
having-
lot of people know what you mean.
Right.
But
So if we
you know
were
what I mean?
having an argument in a courtroom setting, say about what is the case when XYZ person is poisoned, right? Then we brought in toxicology experts into the court case to testify as to what is the case when people are not poisoned, right? That would be a valid instance of how we can make appeals to authority where they attest to the possibility of something being true or false. When we're dealing with formal arguments, when it deals with, say, universal states of affairs or universal quantifiers, all this, all sets of that, when you're dealing with that kind of stuff, it has absolutely nothing to do with any consensus. It literally does not matter. It's totally irrelevant because it's absolutely not based on consensus.
All right, now
It's
what would
totally
you say
irrelevant.
to what he just said, Mr. Drummond? Do you think you're participating in that, or is that unfair characterization? Or...
Oh yeah, what he said is just straight up bullshit. Like the quote I gave about Quine earlier shows that you can actually doubt the laws of logic. The laws of logic are not immutable; they are man-made languages, and there are many different versions of logic. You have standard logic, non-standard
It
logic,
doesn't
No,
matter.
wait, Jay, let him finish. Go ahead, Mr. Trump.
many-valued logic, intuitionistic logic, quantum logic. All these logics can reject certain laws, like the law of identity, non-contradiction, excluded middle, and have different ways of addressing those problems. So you can actually reject all of those things he said you can't reject because they're just languages to describe reality.
Yeah, that's
And many
false.
philosophers do. For example, in the Quine
It doesn't
quote
matter.
from the thing he listed. And so the expert consensus is evidence for a conclusion. It's not a proof. So it doesn't prove that.
So you admit
All
my
right, now-
point. Thank you.
now go
Thank
ahead.
you. It's
Now-
evidence. That's what I said. So you
so you
admitted that in
literally-
formal
Now,
systems
wait,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, let him respond. Go ahead, Jay. Now let
Right.
Jay get in. I'll let you get back
Right.
in.
I wasn't quite done. I
So-
thought-
Okay, wait. Okay, fair enough. Finish your little in
So-
there. Go ahead.
So the laws of logic are doubtable. You can get rid of them. You can change them. And the consensus of experts is evidence towards a conclusion, like everything. There's no proof, like in anything. So you can't prove it to be true, but you can indicate it with evidence. And the expert consensus would be evidence that, for example, the law of excluded middle was wrong, which is why the experts in quantum mechanics do reject that, because particles can exist and not exist at the same time. So it doesn't apply at that. And the experts in physics reject that law, which is good evidence that that law is false. So it's not proof, but it is good evidence.
Yeah.
Okay, now go ahead, Jay.
So what I did in the response to him is what I'm going to repeat again, that all the sentences that he just said, they rely on a whole host of metaphysical presuppositions and universal states of affairs, namely things like universals that he can't justify and he says don't exist and can be doubted. So his own propositions can all be doubted, especially when he says there are no proofs of anything. You said there are no proofs of anything. Do you have a proof that there's no proofs of anything?
Yes.
That's self-refuting.
Nope.
Yes, it is.
Nope.
There are no
Synthetic
proofs of
analytic distinction, it's
anything.
not.
I have proof. That's a contradiction. You just
Nope.
contradicted yourself.
Nope. It's quite
Just saying
simple.
nope doesn't get you out of
Well,
it.
yeah,
You just
so, well, yeah, I could explain it if you'd stop talking for a bit. That'd be great.
you just said nope.
Then you started talking, so you have to like
All
stop
right,
talking.
now you know what? Go
We're
ahead.
waiting.
Just speak. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, you don't need, it doesn't need to be self-reflective. So things when anytime an apologist tries to apply a principle to itself, it's just straight up fallacious. It doesn't work that way. So it's contextualized. You say that you can't prove anything about the external world with absolute certainty. So it's not that you can't prove anything at all. Like I can prove I exist with absolute certainty to myself. That's absolutely the case.
Yeah, but you have to prove that with
Why are you
absolute certainty.
talking, Jay? Why are you talking, Jay? I
Because
can't
you
prove-
just
Why-
contradicted again.
Why are you talking, Jay? So
Because
so
you
I can't-
contradicted again.
Why is he still like? Come on.
All right,
can't
go
prove
ahead. Now,
anything
Jay,
with
Jay,
absolute
let's be
certainty.
fair. Let's be fair. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So we can prove some things with absolute certainty. We cannot prove things about the external world with absolute certainty. So it's totally not a contradiction at all. It's just contextualizing two
Oh my
different
gosh.
cases, which everyone in philosophy knows. Obviously, Jay doesn't know. This because he
No,
knows nothing about
you
philosophy.
just again you
But-
contradicted. To be able to make that distinction, you have to have a higher order.
Do I get my
You
2
have to
minutes?
have
You
a
like
higher
pause it
order.
every
No,
time and like I don't know.
Go ahead.
Like, so again, like what Jay said is just wrong. It's just ignorance of philosophy. But I would like to go back and say, Jay, you said you presented a formal argument. What is the premise of your formal argument? What is
I
the
already
first-
presented the formal argument at the beginning. I'd be glad to present it again.
Yes, do it
But
again.
You
What
just
is the
said
first
that
premise?
you just said that there are things that we can prove internally. We cannot prove things with certainty about the external world. That requires a higher status, some sort of truth value by which you can adjudge the two, which has to
Nope, I don't
also,
need
by
truth value.
necessity, be absolutely certain.
Nope, I
You
don't
just
need truth
refuted
value.
yourself by saying that there are no absolutely certain proofs.
No, that was wrong because it wasn't contextualized. So again, there are
Just saying it's contextual doesn't solve the dilemma. How do you judge between the two?
Like
How do you know
literally,
that? How do you judge between the two?
common knowledge in philosophy. But go back. What is your formal
You're
argument?
appealing to all of these things that are
What is-
fallacious. There's
what
no
is-
such thing as
what
common
is your
knowledge of
formal
philosophy. That doesn't exist.
What-
Stop appealing to things that don't
There's no
exist.
such thing as common knowledge. Okay.
There's
so-
not. There's not.
okay,
There's
fine, fine, Jay.
literally
What
no
is your
such thing
formal
as the
argument?
common knowledge
Fine,
of
fine,
philosophy.
fine, Jay. You can reject philosophy.
All you
want.
do is
great.
fallacies. All you've done is fallacies.
Jay, I want you to give me.
There's
your
no
formal-
proof of anything. There's
Jay,
absolutely
Jay.
no proof of anything.
Oh,
I
God.
have proof of this.
Jay,
That is a
Jay,
contradiction.
What is your formal argument? I already.
That is a
disproved that.
contradiction.
Jay, I
That's
already
why you want to
disproved
shift back to the formal argument.
that. Jay, I
Here's
already
the formal
disproved
argument.
that. Disprove-
Now that you've contradicted, here's the formal
Go for it.
argument.
Go for it.
Here's the formal argument. When I say X is Y or all X are Y, that's a distributed property, an attributive property. These are basic logic claims, right? Basic propositional claims.
You've lost me. Is this the first premise?
These are, it's not, I'm giving you a transcendental argument. When I say Z is the necessary condition.
It doesn't
of
have to
A,
have an argument.
A,
It's just
therefore
X
Z.
is what. Yeah, it's an algebraic equation, basically. But yeah, go
So
ahead.
It's not an equation.
Well,
It's
I
just a
mean,
simple-
it could be anything, and X could be anything.
I'm
Why-
illustrating
yeah,
what a
right.
transcendental argument is. You want
Yes.
to appeal to Malthus. Even Malthus
Yes.
admit you want to appeal to authorities. Malthus admits that this is a valid argument.
No, because there's no premise.
Yes, he does.
one.
He says
What is-
transcendental
what is-
arguments are valid. I'm not talking about the transcendental argument for God. I'm just showing you because you don't even know what a transcendental argument is.
No,
You
I
don't
do know
the
what a
form.
transcendental is.
It's
What
a
is your
valid form.
argument?
You don't even know that.
I want to know. You said it's valid form. To have a valid
Correct.
form, what does valid mean? What does valid mean?
Z is the necessary condition
What does
of
valid
A.
mean?
A,
Hey, what is
therefore
valid?
Z. It means it's sound. It means it's a sound argument.
What? I'm sorry. What? Go back. What does valid
It means
mean?
that the conclusion follows from the premise. That's a valid argument.
Yes, that is a valid argument.
Yeah,
so
I'm
what
not
is
putting it in a syllogism right now. I'm putting it in a disjunctive.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
This is
So-
a disjunctive, dummy. That's another form of argument. Did you know that?
You said it's valid. So I want to know what the premises are.
It's a disjunctive argument. Do you know what that is?
Okay,
Do
you
you
said
know what
it's
that
valid.
is?
You said it's valid.
It's right here. Z is the necessary
Okay.
condition of A. A, therefore Z. This
You
is
said
a
it's
valid
valid.
form, dummy. You didn't even know that.
Okay,
By the way,
what-
chat
what
was
is-
laughing at my algebraic equation. I mean, it is an equation. It's a logical equation, but whatever. Go ahead.
This is a disjunctive. It's in logic. It exists. Go look it up,
What
Mr.
is
Philosopher.
premise
Google real
one?
quick. You better
What
Google
is-
real quick.
What is premise one?
I'm not putting it in a premise. I'm putting it in a
Jay,
disjunctive.
what does valid mean? Jay, what does valid mean?
You don't think disjunctive arguments are valid?
Jay, what does valid mean?
Do you think
Valid-
that it's a disjunctive argument right here?
Remember, valid means the.
If you're not, this is a
conclusion
valid
and-
argument. You just
and-
showed you don't know
Can I get my
basic
2 minutes?
logic
Can I
because
get
this
my
is
2 minutes
valid.
in?
This is
You know,
valid.
like-
Dummy.
All right.
Malthus would say this is valid.
Jay, no, he wouldn't. So
This
Jay,
guy can't argue. He doesn't know
Can I get my
basic
2 minutes?
argumentation. He
Can I
doesn't
get my
know
2
that
minutes?
that's a valid argument.
can I get my 2 minutes? So
You know what?
a
2
valid-
minutes.
Are you going
Jay-
to address that it's a valid deductive
You know
argument?
what?
I mean,
Let-
disjunctive argument.
Jay, let me
Let's
do this.
find out,
Hold
Jay.
on, wait. Let's give him 2 minutes. I'm going to read the super chats. We'll take some callers. We have, believe it or not, 45 minutes scheduled left, possibly, in this
Oh,
debate.
God.
If
I'm
the
loving it.
premise is true, the conclusion is necessarily true.
All right.
Right. Yes. What is the first premise?
That's
Jay?
because that's called a disjunctive argument, though.
All right, you know what?
Tom, you just admitted that this is valid. Thank you.
If the premises are true, then the conclusion follows. So, Jay, that means it has to have premises, right?
Right.
So, what's the first premise?
Do you understand? I'm showing you the form.
Wait, Jay, what is the first premise?
I'm showing you the form of the argument before I make the argument.
I'm asking you what.
Do you understand that the argument is different from the form?
Jay,
You don't
Jay,
even. You can't.
I'm not
This guy
interested in
can't
the
even
form.
grasp.
I just want to know what the
form
first premise is.
of arguments are different
I
from
don't
actual
care what
arguments.
the form is. I want to know what the first premise is.
When I made the argument at the beginning, it was this.
I'm still waiting for the first premise. Like, I want to know what the first premise is. You said it's
Do you
valid.
remember okay, I'll give it to you again. Do you remember the argument I made at the beginning?
No.
You don't remember it.
No. How can I possibly remember that gibberish?
All right, well, tell us again, Jay, and then I'll let him respond for 2 minutes. I'll read the super chats and we'll take calls. Go ahead.
God is the necessary condition of all knowledge claims. We have knowledge claims.
Wait,
therefore
right.
God.
Go slower. I'm trying to write this down. So, what is the first premise?
The argument is simply put is that God is the necessary precondition or condition of all knowledge claims. I would extend it to say ethics, metaphysics, and epistemology.
Wait, that's the first premise.
Yes. Like how many times you don't know what a disjunctive argument is? This is really simple, dude.
So like the first premise is like Socrates is a man. That's a premise.
Yeah, this you just did when I asked you if there's if the premise and then there's a conclusion. This is the premise. This is the conclusion. It's called a disjunctive argument. Okay, it's a valid form of argument. This is just the form. The argument that I make. You're having to learn class because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know basic logic. You came to this debate with nothing but pure arrogance.
Jay, I know philosophy. You don't. So
no, you don't. You didn't know what this was. You just asked me to explain this.
Now,
to
to be fair, he does have a degree. I mean, I don't know. Degrees don't mean everything, but yeah.
Are you kidding me? No, he's dumb as shit.
Okay.
So what are the premises?
Dude, all you do is insult. All you've done is insult constantly because you don't know basic philosophical concepts and arguments.
Premises. Tell me the premises.
The premises, I've told you 5 times what the premises is. God is the necessary condition of knowledge. Knowledge, therefore God. It's a simple argument.
Oh God. Okay. Wow. Oh man, I need to ask you something here. It's hilarious. So the first premise is God is the necessary precondition of knowledge. Right. Correct?
Yeah. Correct? For the 20th time, yes.
And the second is therefore God.
No, the second is knowledge. Therefore, he can't even follow the. Dude, do you want to do your ABCs with this? God is the necessary precondition or condition of knowledge claims or propositions, right? Yes. We can insert into transcendental categories here.
Okay.
Knowledge claims or transcendental categories, therefore God.
Knowledge claims. The second premise
he can't even follow it. Dude, maybe you should go learn the transcendental argument before you come to debate because you're having to learn it here and act like a jerk.
What's the second premise again? Oh my God. It said knowledge claims or something?
No, I'm done with that because he doesn't get it. I made the argument. Right. Maybe you want to go back and hear
That's not a valid argument, Jay. What you presented was not a valid argument.
It is a valid argument. The form is valid.
We can get Alex Malpass.
The form is valid. You might not.
No, it's not, Jay.
You might not accept my version, but the form is valid. You didn't even know that. You didn't even know that the form is different from the instantiation.
I still want to know what the second premise is because I'm not clear on that one.
We have knowledge claims, therefore God.
We have knowledge claims. We have knowledge claims.
Z is the necessary condition of A, right? I'm putting God as the necessary precondition of knowledge claims. We have knowledge claims, A, therefore God.
Okay, we're getting there. That's better. Thank you. That is much better. So
that's the 20th time I explained it to you. You just don't understand it.
I can go back and just show you the words. You never said those words before. So
you just lied. You just lied. I said it 5 times.
Yeah, God is the necessary.
We have knowledge, therefore God.
All right, now let me.
How many times did I say that?
Go ahead.
You said the first one.
This guy's totally dishonest. How can you debate if you're going to be totally dishonest?
So
like you're lying to yourself and to me, to my face. I said this 5 times.
Go back. So God is the necessary preconditions of knowledge claims or propositions. We have knowledge claims and propositions, therefore God. Yes. So are you claiming that you need God to have propositions or you need God for knowledge to exist? Like, for example,
a precondition. God is the precondition for preconditions is my argument.
Okay. Right. So my question is do you need God to have a coherent knowledge base or do you need God to have knowledge at all? So like, for example,
both.
Both.
I would argue both.
Both. Okay. So we can go with that one. Why do you think you need God to have knowledge? Like, I think, therefore I am. I don't presuppose God. I have knowledge.
Because the denial of any of the preconditions for knowledge leads to the impossibility of knowledge.
I don't care about any of the preconditions because those are your made up preconditions.
That's my
You don't need
argument.
them. So I have
My
knowledge.
argument necessitates preconditions for knowledge, transcendental categories.
Okay. So I think, therefore I am. There are no preconditions to that other than my experience.
Absolutely, yes, there are. You just showed again basic misunderstanding of philosophy.
What are the
even Bertrand Russell refuted Descartes' cogito.
No,
I think, therefore I am assumes a self.
Go ahead,
Thinking self. It assumes that words have meaning. It assumes sentences having grammatical structure like subjects and predicates. That's all assumed. And so you have a philosophy 101 understanding, and you thought that that didn't include preconditions, and it does.
Can I get my 2 minutes? No, so it doesn't. So I think, therefore,
I just showed you that it does. It assumes a self. It assumes sentences have meaning. Descartes' phrase assumes that sentences have meaning. Let's go back to philosophy 101 class.
Minutes here, so I got to correct all his mistakes. So it's probably a lot more than 2 minutes.
I'm not making a mistake. Have you read Bertrand Russell? He would inform you that it's a non sequitur.
No, I didn't. So again,
it's a non sequitur. Yes, it is. All modern philosophers will laugh at you and tell you that Descartes' cogito is a non sequitur.
All right, let him speak. Come on. Go ahead. Let him get in.
So just like Jay doesn't know anything about Quine or...
You're lying again.
Jay, come on.
Keep doing this. Listen, the reason I interrupt is because he starts when he comes back, he starts with an install.
Yeah, but if you never let him... I mean, I understand what you're saying, but go ahead. Just give him a minute and let me read these super chats and let me take some calls. I think the calls are actually going to open this up a little bit too.
Oh, yeah, sure. So just like Jay doesn't know anything about Quine, he doesn't know anything about Bertrand.
Here he goes again.
All right, now see...
Bertrand Russell did not do anything, say anything that what Jay said. Bertrand Russell said...
Yes, he did. He refutes the cogito. You're lying.
No, he doesn't.
You're wrong. Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't. He refutes...
He points out that it's a non sequitur.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He's lying. This is a simple fact. You can go read Bertrand Russell where he talks about it being a non sequitur.
Trying to prove you wrong about...
You're lying.
Bertrand Russell.
He doesn't. Not only does he contradict, he lies.
But
he knows that people in the audience
point it out in the response, and then I'll get to the super chats. Go ahead, 60 seconds right now. Say whatever you want. These 60 seconds.
Yeah, let's hope for it. So yeah, so he's wrong about Bertrand Russell. Bertrand Russell does not in any way disprove, I think, therefore I am. What he does, he says, what is the I? He disproves Descartes' dualism, which I'm not advocating for dualism, so it doesn't apply to my usage. I think, therefore I am. I have knowledge. I didn't presuppose God. That disproves his transcendental argument because I have knowledge. I didn't presuppose God. So that's the first thing. Second thing is I wanted to ask, like, how does he think God solves this problem? How do you think that if God exists, you are justified to have knowledge claims?
Right. So in response to the first, Bertrand Russell critiques the cogito by saying that it is a non sequitur. That is a valid critique of the cogito. Secondly, it assumes all kinds of things, like that sentences and language structure is true. In order to make that statement, it presupposes language. Descartes has not yet demonstrated or proven language and universal claims. Right. Linguistic claims rely on universals to predicate. Right. If I say that. Yes, it does. Nope. Yes, it does. When I showed you how you have access to universals, your justification for universals was that reality is reality, which is not a justification. Anybody who knows philosophy will laugh at that.
Okay, so first thing, no, it doesn't presuppose language. Language is a descriptive thing that comes to describe the experience. So
you don't know. This is total bullshit.
Jay,
I think, therefore, I am presupposes linguistic truths and claims.
Right. You need the 2 minutes. So
it's
again,
obvious.
So I think, therefore, I am doesn't presuppose any language at all.
Yes, it does.
It's descriptive of the quality experience. So I have a quality experience.
To be descriptive assumes that language has meaning, dummy.
No. So
yes, it does. You just said to be descriptive doesn't require that the language has meaning.
Ralph.
Go ahead. Look,
this is the worst debater of all time.
Okay, go ahead. I just talk, man. Like I've tried, I'm doing what I can here. Go ahead, speak. I know, just talk over him. Like I don't know what to say. Go ahead.
I
think therefore I am a descriptive statement.
Speak over him. Like I don't know. Go ahead. Talk.
Come on, Ralph. You have the power, Ralph.
I mean, I don't believe people.
He doesn't like being called out on bullshit, so that's why he has to just throw back insults. He doesn't have any argument.
All right, you know what? Just let's pause it. Let's take a time out. Let me read these super chats that people were kind enough to pay me money for this show. Andy Worski and Dick Masterson coming up in the next hour. Let's keep going, though. I'm going to read these super chats, and we're going to take some calls. We still got about 40 minutes, actually, with these two here. Jay Dyer, TJump. All right, let's see here. PP Storm says, I'll catch the podcast in the morning. Get hype. Comrade Weiss says, Dave Rubin is also an atheist. Wrecked. Tiger King 10 says, Jay Dyer is based. One Step Too Far says, I'm paying you to tell Jay to shut the fuck up. I did say that. You paid me. Trilita says, shut up. Flatland Chicken Rancher says, the experts is my argument. And that's in uppercase and lowercase. Dovin Des says, philosophy is for fart sniffing faggots. Weepy P Hole says, JF Debate 2.0, LOL. Lord Zenu WT Law says, Jay, dude, contain yourself. Let the man make a point. Wolfen says, is atheism tied to narcissism? Flatland Chicken Rancher says, well, all of my teachers said. One Step Too Far says, fucking mute Jay. Flatland Chicken Rancher with the Ninja Guinea, by the way, thank you very kindly, says, Tommy, you should use one of the experts' arguments or any argument. Tard. Let's see. Gift today 1 month subscription. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. What'd you say? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'd say I'd love to, but Jay just keeps interrupting before I have a chance to finish. So I only
No, that's not true because you don't reply to the arguments. You just get bullshit. You're not replying to the argument.
Flatland Chicken Rancher gifted a 1 month.
No, you didn't.
1 month subscription. Thank you. Flatland Chicken Rancher says, we demand blood. I think we've had a fair amount of that. He also gifted another 1 month subscription. Very kind. Thank you so much for the support. Red Rambo says, enough with the interruptions. It's annoying. Well, I mean, it's blood sports, right? I mean,
it's blood sports.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If it was we were at the Oxford Union or some shit, maybe that would make sense. But
Jane's afraid to let me talk because he knows I'm going to crush his argument.
No, you've already been refuted about 5 times. You contradict yourself about 6 times. So I'm laughing at it, really.
Dictator says 2 Spurgy fucks talking over each other. Fuck. Wolfen says, why atheism and not agnosticism? That's a fair question, I think. What would you say to that, Sam?
Oh yeah, so atheism is just the lack of belief or the disbelief. So it entails both.
But aren't you like by saying there is no God? And again, this is something I've thought about myself too. So I'm not trying to take sides in the debate, but or anything like that. And I've been an atheist myself. I would consider myself kind of in no man's land maybe now. But do you consider taking the atheist position to be making a, kind of saying that there is no God is almost like saying that there is a God, right? That you're making a definitive statement.
Right, but that's not the atheist claim. Like the origin of the term atheism, atheos, was actually used in Greek and Roman to convict Christians. It just means you're not tithing to the God. So it's a lack of belief or lack of tithing to the God. It doesn't actually mean a rejection of the belief in gods, except in specific philosophical instances. So most atheists today don't actually claim there is no God. They just claim there's no reason to believe in a God. We do reject certain kinds of gods, like Jay's God, because it's logically contradictory. But most, like, it's possible there's like a Santa Claus God or something. We just don't know.
Yeah. So in our worldview, we have a basis and a justification for belief in things like universals and logic. We can ground them in the mind of God. God is the precondition for those things. In his worldview, you have nothing but matter and flux. There's no way to ground or justify the belief in the things that are not identical to matter. So every time I've asked him for a justification, he reified it and went to a circle by saying reality is reality, which is not an argument nor a justification for the belief in universal states of affairs and truth claims.
So that's a tautology, not a circle. But how does God?
A tautology can be a circle if it's attempting to justify the thing I asked for a justification for.
No.
Yes, it is. I asked. It's not a justification to say reality is reality, and that's how universals exist.
A tautology is a kind of formal argument. It's not actually a circle. That's not literally. They're two separate things.
If it's attempting to respond to my question, which is about proving something, then it's an argument you're making, and it's not a valid argument.
No, it's not, Jay. That's not how it works. But let's go back because I wanted to ask you.
You just say things. Like you just say that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Evidence in philosophy by the experts.
You don't know anything about philosophy. When you look, dude, you said I think therefore I am doesn't assume grammatical and linguistic.
Yes, I wanted to address that too. But so
because it does. It's a sentence. You said it's descriptive.
I can literally prove
that meaning. Right?
Let him get in. Go ahead, Tom.
So I think therefore I am doesn't presuppose anything. It's literally you have.
Yes, it does. It presupposes language. It's a sentence. It's a proposition.
All right, let him.
Because it's wrong. It's just on the face of it.
All right, but let him. Even if it's false, go ahead. Let him talk. Go ahead.
So. I think therefore am doesn't presuppose anything. You have quality experience, and that quality experience, you then create a language to describe that quality experience. That's
it assumes that the words have meaning.
No.
Yes, it does. So the argument has no meaning.
Premise one
has no meaning.
So I have quality experience. Now that those words
That assumes that the words are and the concepts have meaning.
JJ, do I have experience with or without the words? Do the words make me have experience?
The argument, I think, therefore I am, assumes that the words have meaning.
Do the words cause me to think?
It's an argument.
Jay,
You don't understand what arguments are.
Do the words cause me to think, or do I think before the words?
It doesn't matter. I'm asking about the proposition itself. You said it doesn't require linguistic descriptive.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Right, but it's a proposition, and yes, it does. That's a basic fundamental mistake.
I think is an
experience. It's a fundamental mistake.
Jay, I think is an experience. The words in the argument.
What is an experience?
To a territory.
It's an argument. You're making an argument.
Experience is not an argument. Experience is an experience.
I think, therefore I am is an argument. It's an invalid argument. Yes. You don't even know that I think, therefore I am is an invalid argument.
I think, therefore I am is an argument, but
yes. So thank you. So it is making a truth claim.
No. So go back. Yes. It's making a truth claim. It's not contingent on language.
It is making a truth claim.
I think.
How is it not making a truth claim if it's an argument?
No, it is making a truth claim.
You just said it wasn't. You just contradicted.
No, I was rejecting what you said before that, where you said it doesn't. It requires to presuppose the meaning of language, which it does not.
Yes, it does. How can you have an argument? An argument is not just a descriptor. It's an argument about a state of affairs.
How do you do it? Let me explain it to you, Jay. So I think, like, I have an experience of thinking. That thing exists prior to any language. I don't need any language. It doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter because I'm asking about the argument itself, the truth value of the proposition itself.
That's what I'm explaining.
Not your mental state.
I'm explaining, Jay. You just won't stop talking. So
you're not answering the question.
That's literally what I'm trying to do, Jay. You just keep interrupting.
It's not what you're saying is not an answer.
All right, let him.
Jay, you haven't let me speak for more than 5 words. How could you possibly know that? Are you psychic?
Because it's a therefore.
You don't know. You have no idea what I'm going to say.
It's a propositional argument.
Okay, what am I going to say, Jay? What am I going to say? What is my answer?
You said, I think, therefore I am, doesn't require any linguistic truth. It's just a state of affairs.
How am I going to explain that can be true without any type of presupposing language? How am I going to answer that?
Correct.
How am I going to answer that?
You can't.
You haven't let me stop. You haven't let me
because it's impossible.
So no. Jay, you need
the argument requires propositions and language.
If it's impossible, then you shouldn't be afraid to let me talk because I'm not going to be able to crush your dumb ass. So you should let me talk.
You have made a fool of yourself. Right? You just said that doesn't require language to make an argument. So you can make arguments without language. You can make arguments without language.
Jay, if you think I can't do it, maybe you should let me talk.
It's not possible. You can't do it. You can't wander your way out of this because it's impossible.
Jay, if it's not possible, you should let me talk and then just embarrass myself.
Either you already have. Go for it, bro.
So not letting me talk just embarrasses you.
Go. You spent the whole debate saying that I won't let you talk, but you don't make arguments.
Because I haven't had time. I'm trying to. I've been trying.
I think, therefore, I am is a sentence. It's a proposition. It can't be an argument without sentences and language. It's really simple.
Jay, I've been trying to make arguments the entire time, but you never stop talking.
Yes, here we go. This guy's inept. He's totally inept.
I'm still trying to make an argument. So
show me how I think, therefore, I am doesn't use language.
Yes,
how it doesn't have propositional truth.
Okay. Are you done? Are you done talking? Can I do it now?
We're waiting.
Thank you. So I have a quality experience. Quality experience is a thing. It exists prior to language. And then this experience can then be described by a language. We can make up words. We literally make them up. We don't presuppose them. We make them up to describe that thing. And so we now have words and they now have meaning. We didn't presuppose them. We made them up. And now I can use those words to make an argument. I think, therefore I am. Holy shit, I did it. I did the impossible.
Yeah, so he made 2 big mistakes there. He made 2 big mistakes. The first mistake was that he said that when I say I think, it doesn't presuppose anything. It's just a descriptor of a state of affairs. Actually, it does. It presupposes the truth value of that claim itself, that there is such a thing as existence, which you have not demonstrated. That's a presupposition.
That's qualia. That's what the qualia does.
Yeah, you haven't demonstrated that is the case. It's a presupposition.
So I
that you are an existing thing.
Exist?
You haven't. Yeah, correct.
So I can
presupposition.
Not exist.
Any philosopher who will critique Descartes will point out that that's a presupposition that is not proven by the claim itself.
Oh, I love this. So yeah, none of them do that, by the way, because I've actually read them.
Yes, they do.
No, which one?
It's Bertrand Russell does it.
Nope, that's not what he said.
Yes, he does. He makes 2 arguments about Descartes. It doesn't matter what Bertrand Russell says anyway, because you can't prove. You said it's a state of affairs that you've not proven.
It's a state of affairs. No, I said I have quality experience. So
that's a state of affairs, dummy.
Okay. I didn't
That
say
you've
it was
not
a state of affairs.
proven. It's assumed.
No, I didn't say it was a state of affairs. You did. So I said
You just said okay. You said okay. It's a state of
I
affairs.
exist. Like,
You're a
I
liar,
have
dude.
experience.
This guy is a liar. He just said it's a state of affairs. Okay, fine.
No, you said it was a state of affairs. So I exist.
That's a state of affairs in basic philosophy, right? It is
You
the
call-
case. Is
you
it the
call it a
case?
state of affairs. Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. Have you proven that yet?
Have I proven that
It's assumed in the argument.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is. You've not proven it
Hey,
because
hey.
the argument starts with that. It's unproven.
No. The argument doesn't start with anything. The
Yes, it
argument-
does.
I have quality experience is what it starts with. There is a quality
That is an
experience
assumption
there.
you've not yet demonstrated.
I literally have it. I am experiencing it right now.
That's a circle. You've not yet demonstrated it. You can't just say
What
it's
are
the
you
case
talking
because I have it. Oh, well, how do you
Are you
demonstrate or
saying I
justify the
haven't
claim?
demonstrated it to you? Or
How do you justify that claim in logic?
I literally
can't.
have quality experience. It's a brute fact.
Yeah, it's a state of affairs that you're assuming is the case. How
How
many
am
times
I-
do I have
how am
to?
I- how
So
am I
every time we
assuming-
have to do this
how am I
circle,
assuming-
he has
how
to
am I
learn
assuming-
something basic. Okay, so this is why every time we have to do
Literally
this,
everything.
he
so
has to learn a basic 101.
You know what?
Descartes
I tell you
meditation.
what, basic 101 and hosting these streams is to read the shit people pay me money to read, and I will read those right now. Arcade Outpost says, Dave Rubin, Candace O, and Blair White vibes. Beard the Butcher says, tell Tom to shut the fuck up while Jay is talking. Finish him, Jay, says E. Bruce. Cheeseburger 6 says, for two alleged philosophers, they suck at arguing. Brazilian Ha says, how can God be real if our eyes aren't real? Lord Zenu WT Law says, debates on God for millennia, but we have these two. Lord Zenu WT Law says, Ralph, how many of these big words do you understand? Quite a few of them, actually, but whatever. Flatland Chicken Ram. This is not my stock and trade theology, I'll be honest, but, I know a little bit about a little bit. I'm not quite as dumb as some people seem to think. Flatland Chicken Rancher, obviously not, because I'm still here and killing it. Flatland Chicken Rancher gifted a 1-month subscription. Arcade Outpost also resub for a month. Kyler SC says, reality is reality. Quote, big-brained atheist nibba. Beard the Butcher says, Jay is straight up airing this dude out. Weepy P. Hill says, get bargain basement Destiny out of here. Renegotiate says, 500 years ago, consensus was Earth was flat. Weepy P. Hill says, this guy makes Vouch look. Oh, go ahead. If you want to respond to that, go ahead.
Well, yeah, the Earth was flat wasn't a consensus for thousands of years. It wasn't 500 years ago. So it's been quite a while.
Okay. Weepy PL says, this guy makes Vouch look mildly intelligent, sad. McCarthy was right, says appeals to authority are absolutely retarded. Flatland Chicken Rancher gifted another 1-month subscription. Thank you very kindly. Let me keep going. I see a lemon party erupted there somewhere. Cooper says, how dumb are these people when they realize space is fake? Don't get there.
Flat Earther. Love it.
Mustard Nipple says, Tom argues like a Democrat. Time. Mute his mic. Wolfen says, dude, I can't do right no matter what. I just try, ladies and gentlemen. I do what I can. Wolfen, we're going to take callers after this, by the way. We got about, let's see,
Well, I still wanted Jay to answer a question.
Well, okay, you know what? I'll let you do that after, but let me read these.
All right,
Wolfen says, do animals and low IQ people have souls? I guess that's a question for Jay. I don't think you believe in the whole soul thing, Tom.
Yeah.
What do you say to that, Jay? If you even want to answer that, I don't know. It's up to you.
No, we don't believe animals have souls.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All dogs go to heaven. That's just marketing. All right, Flatland Chicken Rancher says, do you know? But you know what? To be honest with you, this is something that I thought about. And, like my beliefs kind of are weird now, maybe. But, heaven's supposed to be this perfect place. Do you have your animals with you there in heaven, though? Like, I mean, I guess that maybe that's kind of a very specific question. But if they don't have souls, do you still have the trappings of that sort of thing? Or do you not even want for that sort of thing once you're in the presence of the Lord and stuff like that? What would you say to that, Jay? Like the trappings you have in life, like your animals and the stuff that you love, quote unquote, in life. Will you even care about that sort of thing in heaven, or will you have those things? Does that make sense?
Yeah, we would say that there is a new heavens and a new earth in the eschaton, and it would be comparable to the state of Eden. So Eden had animal life. So
okay.
Yeah, I believe that there will be animals.
Okay, yeah, basically that's what I was asking. Let's see, where am I at here? Flatland Chicken Rancher says, do you know what that is? Do I know what is? I'm trying to keep up, he says. All right, I'm trying to keep up too. Beard the Butcher says, where's TJump's college degree from and what for?
I didn't get a degree. I just audited classes. I didn't want to spend the extra money to get a degree.
Nurak,
yeah, but you come on and say that somebody doesn't know who philosophy who does have a degree, which you appeal to the experts before. So actually, if I have a master's, right, shouldn't I be in that class of the experts?
Oh hell no, you're dumb as shit. Like I had to correct you on literally every philosophical term. Like,
dude,
you didn't know what an argument from authority was. Like wow,
you're literally
you know
the
nothing
worst
of
debate
philosophy.
I've ever
You're
had.
so
I mean,
dumb.
I've done 20 years of
you're
debates.
so
you are the
dumb.
new
Like it's
worst
ridiculous.
Ever. Like you're
Ridiculous.
literally the worst.
Literally
Nurak,
stupid.
Nurak says take some fucking notes. Space Cowboy 14 says let each other fucking speak. Fucking Christ. Cooper says that's why they are the. Well, I'm not gonna read that. This rude. Kyler SC, but thank you. Kyler SC says TJump is Dunning-Kruger personified.
Totally. 100%.
Swan-
He's literally the worst atheist I've ever seen.
What's the Dunning-Kruger, Jay? Do you know what it is? I bet you don't. Based on your history, you probably don't even know what it is. You probably
Of
can't
course
even
I do.
accurately. What is it?
It's about how there's a research done into people who think that they're smart when in fact they aren't, and the fact that the dumber a person is, the more capable they conceive of themselves to be. So it's the Dunning-Kruger effect. So you've played this game where you try to trip me up, like I don't know what this and that thing is. Dude, you're doing that because you got called out on like 5 basic philosophical mistakes. You think that
no, you didn't. You didn't tell me anything.
I think therefore I am is an argument, and you think it doesn't require propositional universal truth.
Right.
That's not proven in the claim itself.
Right, and I proved it didn't.
No, you didn't. You just said it's not the case. You didn't prove anything.
No, I proved.
You just made an idiot of yourself. When
I literally proved it.
You said that there's no universal proof for things, and then you turn around and said that, but I can prove that. That's a contradiction. That's a basic contradiction.
No, it's not, because
yes, it is.
To external claims about the
There's
world.
no proof for things. I have proof for this.
Nope, I did qualify that, because I said that only applies to external things about the world. It does not apply to everything else.
Access to universal knowledge to make that claim.
No.
Yes, it does. You said there are universals.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't need them.
So you need access to a universal
state
of affairs.
There are universals. Does not mean you're required to need them. There can be things we don't know. That's perfectly fine, Jay. You don't need to know everything. It's not required.
But in order to make that claim, you need to know that that is a universally true proposition in all states of affairs.
No one agrees with you. That's literally everyone.
That doesn't matter. That's not an argument. That's why you lost the debate. Saying no one agrees with me is not an argument. That's why you can't argue. That's not an argument.
How does God?
It doesn't matter if no one agreed with me. That's a fallacy against a formal claim.
It just means you're an ignorant fool, and I'm okay with that.
So this is ad hominem. This is all you have. You lost the debate right now. Totally. You just got annihilated.
How does God justify knowledge?
You just lost the debate on that alone.
The
debate's over. You said no one agrees with you. You're an ignorant fool. You lost the debate.
You are definitely
lost. That means you lose.
Okay.
No one agrees with me is not an argument.
How does God justify?
No one agrees with me is not an argument.
Okay, ignorant fool. How does God justify?
So here you go again. All you have is that. That's all you got.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
That means you've lost.
But so how does God justify knowledge claims?
By the transcendental argument.
What? So if God needs to make an argument, doesn't he have to presuppose language to make the argument?
God doesn't need to make an argument. Literally, your IQ, like I can't even.
How does God justify knowledge?
There's no point in arguing the transcendental argument with you because I don't think you're physically and mentally capable of understanding the argument. So you're going to have to go to do other kinds of arguments because this is never. You're never going to get this.
I'll get my 2 minutes. So God is the necessary precondition of all knowledge.
You said, does God have to prove himself? Like it has nothing to do. Does God have to argue his own?
Jay, shut up. Jay,
that has nothing to do with my argument. I gave you formal arguments. I gave you formal arguments.
Can I get my
you responded with no one agrees with you.
Go ahead.
No one agrees with you.
Ralph.
Go ahead. Say what you want. Give him 2 minutes. Go ahead.
That's not an argument.
Just let him say what he wants, and we'll take callers, and then we'll finish this up. Go ahead.
All right. So his argument was that God is the necessary precondition of knowledge claims. That's the first premise of his transcendental argument. And he says the way God grounds knowledge is through the argument, but the argument assumes God is the necessary precondition is one of the premises.
Correct.
So his argument is viciously circular. That is literally the definition.
Yeah, I believe in circular arguments.
What? Okay.
I believe in circular arguments at a paradigm level. So these kinds of arguments, they require circular
wait. Now, to be fair, you accuse him of a circular argument and like it was a bad thing, and that is usually something that's said. Now, why would you say that's not, Jay?
That's why we brought this out. So if we're making arguments like this, where we're making distributive, attributive claims, it's wrong to be circular. However, at the paradigm level, it's impossible to not be circular. That's the point. I believe the transcendental argument is an argument about circularity.
In philosophy, that's called a tautology, which
No, it's not.
thing I
No,
mentioned
it's
earlier.
not.
That's literally,
No,
literally
it's
what it
not.
is.
It's totally different.
Literally
A
what it
transcendental
is.
argument
But
is not a
That's
tautology.
literally.
A
Now, wait.
transcendental argument is not a tautology.
Explain
That
why
is
it's
not a
not.
tautology,
Explain why
dummy.
it's not. Why is it not a tautology?
Tautology is just a restatement of the thing itself, or restating
No,
what you
that
just
is
said. Yes,
not
it
what it
is.
is.
It's restating what you just said. That's
No,
not
no,
an
that's
argument.
that's
This is a
that's the definition
disjunctive,
on
which you
Google.
didn't know what that was.
What's a
That's an
transcendental?
argument.
What is
You
a
didn't even know that the
tautology?
cogito is an
What's a
argument.
tautology?
You're like, it's just a state of
Jay,
affairs.
Jay, what's a tautology?
It's just
Logic.
restating.
In logic, what is a tautology?
It's restating.
Nope, that's not what a tautology is in logic. What's a tautology?
It absolutely is if you reify
Nope.
and restate. Yes, it is.
Nope, that's literally not what it is in logic. It's a kind of formal argument. What is it?
But that's not what this is. It does. That's irrelevant because it's not. I'm not making a tautological argument.
What's a tautology?
All right, you know
Okay.
what? Let's just leave it there. I'm going to read the rest of these. Swan
Oh, I
Kelly
just want to
says,
say one more thing.
no, you know what? Okay, very quickly. Go ahead,
Yeah,
because we're never going
his
to get to
argument-
callers
It's
if we
just-
don't. Just let him
is
say
the-
it.
It's just something that states that it's true in all possible
I just
interpretations.
say one last thing too.
Yes, it is.
So his argument is called the Cartesian circle. You can literally Google it. It's the definition of vicious circularity and doesn't work at all.
That's not a transcendental argument. That's a mischaracterization. It's not.
Alright.
It's not a. It's not a
argument
Cartesian
you
circle.
just made.
Alright.
That God justifies knowledge through the.
It's a
transcendental
transcendental argument. You don't know what that is. It's not the same thing as a tautology or a Cartesian circle.
It's literally it is. You could just
No, it's
Google
not.
it.
All right, we're just going to call
This
Tom.
is a different form from a tautology.
we gotta call
You see this
Tom.
form. He doesn't know the form of arguments. He doesn't know what
All
that
right,
is.
let's keep going. Swan Kelly says, Tom, Jesus loved you and died for your sins. Tiger King 10 says, Tom, are you special needs? Kyler SC says, I'm the co-host of Twisted Mind, and even I know Tom is a retard. These are not kind. Some of them are anti-J, too.
That's fine. I don't mind at
Fledgling
all.
says, not a kind thing about you. I am me those. I always fuck his name up. Jay is trying to debate an irredeemably dumb man. Seek and Destroy 99 says Jay is destroying. Pinky Culture says this is cringe. When is Andy versus Dick? This is coming in a minute. I am me those says coders need to know imperative versus declarative. Podcast Daddy says when you let the AP student bully the special ed. Green Danger says I'm now third position after this debate. Hail Satan. Crunk114 says, Jay, you are a king. Lumberjack says, atheist deny a straw man of God. Dragoon7 says, finally figured out how to send a super chat. LMAO. Hate Farmer says, who is this smirking cunt? Dragoon7, I don't know if you're talking about me or what. So Dragoon7 says, TJump gonna cry. You seem nice though, Ralph. Join us. Flatland Chicken Rancher says, we must listen to the experts. Teach us, Jay. I am me those says, Tom, use the consensus of dumbasses for truth. Noom Sand says, let Jay talk over Tom now. Chat says a lot of stuff. CSS Huntley says, read Loki. Indeed. Droopy George says, wow, I agree with Jay, so Tom's argument is invalid. Dove and Dev says, spend 1,000 for a piece of paper, therefore smart. Tiger King 10 says, Tom, I do agree with Jay, you idiot. Hate Farmer says, guy's a kitty diddler, drives ice cream truck. All right, that's out of control. Kyler says, Tom brought a skateboard to an AR-15 fight tonight. Adam's Fruit says, Christianity, best religion, but I'm not religious.
Well, I guess the consensus of the audience has decided that he got destroyed.
I'm not religious.
So we can appeal to the consensus of the audience that he was terrible. Literally the worst debate I've ever heard.
That literally is an argument.
That was one of the best super chats that we've gotten all year, by the way. Christianity,
that was
best
called
religion.
a joke, dummy.
Yeah, sure.
It's called a joke, dummy.
Oh God, Lord Zeno WC Law says Ralph kissed my Carthagen circle. Beard the Butcher says I googled it. Jay is right. Space Cowboy 14 says just like the. Oh, I'm not gonna read that, but thank you. All right, now we're taking calls because if I don't, we'll never get calls in. We got about 15 minutes. Well, 10.
Do we stay for this or are we done?
Well, no. I mean, I was gonna let if they wanted to ask you questions. Basically, you guys are done already. Yeah, I was gonna let you get a final.
Yeah, that's
statement.
fine. I'll answer
but I was
questions.
gonna see if some of these guys had questions for you. I saw some people in here early. Some of
Yeah,
them
I don't
might
mind.
be for the other thing too. Crippled Jesus. Oh God, he left. Crippled Jesus. Did you have a question for these two, or do you want to wait till the next one?
Am I on?
Yeah. Do you have a question for these two, or you want to wait for the next debate?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Worski, but
Well,
I can grill
yeah.
these two if
Well,
you
if
want.
you want to ask them something, sure, go ahead.
I just want to tell them they're wrong about God.
Both of them?
Yeah, both of them are wrong.
Okay. Well, explain that then.
So they're talking about papers and college professors and shit, and that's not what God is about. God is about love and clarity, and it doesn't have anything to do with academics.
Okay, well, that's a beautiful slow boy there calling in.
Thank you. By the way, we'll bring you back in. That was not nice. Jay, we'll bring
That
you.
was something else.
I'm just saying,
That's not
God
nice,
came
Jay.
to
Come
me.
on. Go ahead.
God came to me,
God
and he
damn
told
it.
me. God came to me in a dream, and he told me that if he hated me, he would have made me retarded. And he didn't make me retarded. He made me crippled.
Oh,
'cause
God.
that's
I'm
what
about
he
to
had
get
to
a trap
do.
from laughing too much. All right. Thank you, sir.
I don't understand what's happening right now.
I don't either. I really don't. It's nominally my show, and I really don't know what's going on. All right. Oh, God. I got a cramp from laughing. Oh, shit. I might have to stand up. Let's take another caller. Go ahead, Mountain Walk. You're on the kill stream. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Fuck.
I don't know. Just
Okay,
ask a question. Fuck.
Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to understand Tom's argument. So Jay's obviously states his argument right off the bat, like real quickly, very succinctly, and then Tom brings up something about like my argument is contingent upon like this paper that these guys wrote. Like I don't understand. Like what
Yeah, I never
exactly
said
is the point?
I never said that at
Why are you
all.
bringing up this gay shit about like these dudes writing a paper? Like that's your opening statement, not like oh I'm
no.
going to
It was
reply.
literally the
Oh,
worst opening statement I've ever heard in a debate.
Yeah, that
it
wasn't
was
my opening
unbelievable.
statement or argument. So, yeah, I was actually just asking for
You just didn't
clarification.
understand the argument, and you replied with a fallacy.
No. So I literally just asked, are you saying that all of the experts in all of these fields you're talking about who understand it better than you do?
wrong, gay,
wrong?
gay, dude. Come
Okay,
on,
okay,
that's
okay,
so gay. Like
That
why
has
are you?
nothing to do. It's irrelevant.
Not again. So that's the point. Is here just clarifying his claim. I'm asking, is he saying that all of the people who know better than him are wrong and that he's right? That
No,
was
that
that
is
was the
not-
point of the
It's a
claim.
stupid claim to begin with, because I've been in academia. I've been around tons of philosophers who have all kinds of views that are very similar to mine. There's all kinds of philosophers who believe in realism, who believe in universals, who believe in abstract concepts, all kinds of mathematicians that do. So you to quote some random ass paper as if that proves that all the consensus of the philosopher, that's total bullshit, dude. I can't believe you brought that to a debate and that was your opening argument.
That wasn't
Dude,
an
that's
argument.
laughable. That's
That
laughable.
wasn't an argument. That was
We
literally
get
just a
better.
question.
We get better.
Yeah, it was
teenage-
retarded.
Dude,
it
we get
wasn't an
better
argument.
teenage
I'm
atheists.
sorry.
We
You
get
guys are
better
too stupid to
teenage
understand
atheists in
what
my
a question
Discord
is.
than what you brought.
But yeah, it's called the Phil Surveys
We
paper.
get
It's
better
a poll
teenage
of all of the
atheists in
experts.
my
It's the
Discord than what
largest.
you
It's the
brought.
largest poll of experts in philosophy of any
Dude,
poll.
that's
Oh, a
totally
poll.
irrelevant.
Wow, that's really
Yep.
great.
A poll of
Alright.
experts.
Holy
That's
shit,
what
thank you.
consensus
Big
means.
brain
Hey,
atheist.
All right,
Wow,
caller,
you got
caller,
poll in
know
the
what the
paper.
consensus is.
caller.
That's great.
Caller, go. Thank you for calling in, by the way, because we're going to have to get others. Caller got himself ejected for being too loud. Go ahead, respond. Let's get a couple more callers in here before I let you guys give your finale statements.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Like if they're just too dumb to know what the consensus is and what it's important.
Dude,
I
it
mean,
doesn't matter.
that's
It
just their
doesn't matter, and
ignorance
it's not
of
even a
basic
consensus.
science,
It's
basic
total bullshit.
philosophy.
You came with the dumbest argument
literally
ever.
is. Like you just
literally the
literally
dumbest
just
argument.
go. It's not an
It
argument.
means nothing in a
He
debate.
keeps calling it an argument, but there
It
was no
means nothing in
therefore.
a debate about a
So,
formal claim.
Like he keeps calling it an argument, but
The
it was,
only
there's no
reason he
therefore. It was
thinks
just a
it's an
question.
argument is because he thinks that
Like, he's
literally
saying
that
it's not
people
an
can
argument, and he
choose.
just says he thinks
He
it's an
literally
argument.
thinks
Like,
people can
what?
consensus
What?
choose what
What?
logic is and isn't. That's how dumb.
Yeah,
he is.
I literally
That's
said
how
it's
dumb
not an
atheism
argument.
is. It
It's
reduces
just a
you to
question.
this retardation level.
So I literally just said it's not an argument. It's just a question, and he keeps trying to say it's an argument.
No,
Like,
you
I don't
made
know.
an
He's
argument.
kind of dumb.
You made it
just
an
kinda
argument.
really
You said
dumb.
that. Do you disagree with all this consensus?
That's not an argument. That's a question. There's no therefore.
You're implying that I'm wrong, and you're making
Implications
an
aren't an argument.
Dude,
Dumbass.
this is sophistry. It's pure
No,
sophistry.
no, it's not. It was literally
Yes,
a
it
question.
is.
You're just dumb.
Let me read these real quick. We'll take a couple more callers. We'll get the final statements. 1.5 thousand people watching us live right now on killstream.live/show. That's also dlive.tv/the Ralph Retort. Very amazing response tonight. I have to thank both our participants here, our participants later. Colin Stevens says X is a former has-been and Spurt is a drip under pressure. This guy is definitely an expert. Pensive Cowboy says very compelling. Now shut your big brain mouth. And he said something else I won't read. Colin Stevens says, this guy's noggin isn't jogging. It's in a state of Ahmoud Arbery, which I don't really get. Pensive Cowboy says, are the guests familiar with Goldstein's corollary to Greenblatt's assertion on appeals to authority? A scholarly appeal to authority is only valid if the authority in question is a certain heritage. I haven't heard of that appeal to authority, actually. Pensive Cowboy says, supposing Gene Baudrillard, I don't know this person, by the way, full disclosure, is correct and hyperreality exists, is there a simulacrum, I think, where
Baudrillard.
Yeah, Baudrillard. Oh, wow, okay. Is there, wait, and
Simulacrum?
Whatever.
What are you trying to say?
Simulacrum, whatever. Is there a simulacrum where Tom... I never say the fucking word, and neither does anybody else on this fucking planet. Fuckers. Is there a S word where Tom isn't a huge F word, Jay? Is what they were asking you, which is not kind, but... Okay.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either. All right, well... You know what? Let's just go to final statement. I want to make sure I get plenty of time for final statements. And we started off with Tom, I believe, because I just picked somebody. So we'll start off here. Actually, that means Jay gets the last word. So we'll start off here with Tom again. We'll give Jay the last word. Go ahead, Tom. This is your time. Please don't interrupt no matter what he says. Just let him say whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we had to educate Jay on basic philosophy. He didn't know what an argument from authority was. He didn't know what Quine was. He didn't read like the first paragraph of Quine. He was wrong about how Quine mentioned the problem of induction, which he only mentioned in the first paragraph, had nothing to do with his paper. He was wrong about the two dogmas. He didn't know what those were. He doesn't know what tautology is. He doesn't know what a formal argument is. He couldn't put his. It took him like an hour to put his argument into a premise format. He finally got it. Still didn't get it right. He doesn't understand the value of authority. Got him to interrupt. Victory is mine. He doesn't know what a Cartesian circle is. Like, he's just ignorant of pretty much everything in philosophy related.
You're
to the
just
field.
mimicking, like every time that I said you were ignorant, when in fact you were, and you're just mimicking it back and saying Jay's ignorant.
I don't. Do I get like more
You're
time
like a
now?
narcissistic projection.
Just like take time off of his.
Just let him. Just
I don't have. I'm not going to make a final statement. I think he's made a fool of himself. I don't even need one.
So yeah, if you want more entertainment value of just seeing Jay get destroyed by basic
Dude,
philosophy,
nobody thinks you
just watch
this
the
is
review.
comedy. Nobody thinks you destroyed anything except your own mind. And the smug fake nervous laugh the whole time. Like, dude, everybody knows that that's
what does your shirt say? Ping?
That's a cover.
Ping?
Like the nervous rocking, the stimming. Dude, get the tism under control. Get that tism under control.
Yeah, so this isn't going into my time, right? I still got more time. But,
you can say whatever. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
dude, if this final statement is not even a statement, it's just go watch My Big Brother.
I thought he wasn't going to do a final
got?
statement. Apparently
he is.
He just wanted my time. Maybe he wanted to go.
Experts. Go listen to the experts. Listen to the experts. Go watch someone else. Go watch someone else.
So everything Jay said was wrong.
Go watch My Big Brother. Go watch My Big Brother. Go watch My Big Brother.
Oh God!
Go watch My Big Brother.
So
dude, that's the whole debate. Jay.
Pretty much that sums it up. That was essentially his position. So everything he said is wrong. He doesn't know anything about philosophy. His transcendental arguments.
Yeah, this is. Oh my gosh.
It's pretty funny. Like, so, I mean, I didn't really get a chance to present any arguments.
This was a great comedy piece. I'll say that.
I didn't actually get any chance to present them. You can actually go check out my conversations.
You had an opening statement, and you didn't use it. You're the worst debater ever.
So you can literally check out my conversations.
We get teenage atheists that debate, but there's teenagers better than you, bro.
You can literally check out my conversations.
Dude, go back to the McDonald's job that you had because this is not for you.
Hey, Ralph, how are you?
Go back to McDonald's and community college. Right, the
my
community
day is
college
fantastic.
classes.
Yeah, mine
They
too.
will
It's not
prepare you
bad.
for a
I
food
had
service
some-
industry job that will be
some
fitting to your
hardcore today.
capabilities.
Thanks for Jim. How about you? So you can literally check out my conversations with real philosophers who actually know philosophy. Like I have dozens of them on my channel, actual professors from many different colleges.
Thousands of them?
Actual professors, hundreds
Thousands.
of them. Hundreds of them. So,
He's got thousands of philosophers on his channel.
so
He's got
yeah,
an army.
there's
He's got
actually
an army,
like
right?
you can see my
Are they
arguments if you
also
actually,
from your community college, by the way?
So, Ralph,
Are
how's
they
it,
also
Ralph?
from your community college
So-
preparing you for a food service industry job?
So I thought I didn't want to open. So yeah, you can check out my actual arguments on my channel with actual philosophers who actually know something. Like
The
and actually
thousands
shut
of
up.
them, by the way. He
So-
said
so
thousands
Jay was
of
just-
them.
Jay's
He's
just
got
too dumb.
thousands of
Jay
philosophers on
Jay
his
was too
channel.
afraid to let me talk because I just crush him on
No,
literally
it's
everything.
because this
Like,
is
after I
funny. It's
disproved
comedy
him
gold.
on like every single argument, every single fact in philosophy, he was just so afraid he just couldn't like stop talking and let me talk. He
I'm really
knew I was
afraid.
going to crush him on literally everything. So you can actually check out my real arguments on my channel, like youtube.com/TJump.
Maybe you should bring real arguments to the debate.
So
go
yeah,
check out the real arguments
like
at
I
my
said,
channel. Why didn't you bring any real
like I
arguments to
said,
the debate?
like,
dude?
like I said, you can check out all of my actual arguments on my channel where I disprove all of this. I just didn't get a chance to actually present them
Right.
because
Yeah. So
they
maybe
didn't
in the
show up.
opening statement,
So-
you could have done an argument there. Maybe that would have been a good
so
idea to
Jay's kind of
present
dumb, and he
arguments in
doesn't
your
realize-
opening debate statement.
Jay's kind of
Just a
stupid, so he
tip.
doesn't.
Just a
Jay's
tip.
kind of Jay's kind of stupid, so he doesn't realize the arguments would be counter arguments to his position.
Are you starting to
not-
cry a little? I noticed like there's a
So-
little bit of.
So
it looks like
I
there's
would
a
have. I was
tear.
trying to present arguments
It looks
against
like a
his
tear is
position.
coming.
But he didn't let me. He didn't let me talk. So I mean, I definitely have lots of arguments against his position because his position is garbage and easy to refute. But he didn't
Okay,
actually stop.
Yeah, well, you know,
talking.
your argument is that for an hour, my
convince
position's
me.
garbage. I know.
So like this, like to be able to
Because
present
you don't make
arguments-
arguments. That's why I keep interrupting. It's blood sports. You're not making
It is
arguments.
blood sports. I mean, that's a fair point too. And I know, sometimes if you complain enough, I will step in. I understand.
He's hiding.
but,
He's
you know.
getting
When
verklempt.
will you
He's
step
hiding.
in? Like,
He's
hold on.
hiding.
Well, I mean, I
behind-
can't. It's
Come
not
on.
that type of debate where I'm just gonna mute people. That's not what we do in the kill stream. I mean, I try to get you your chance.
He's
to talk,
hiding
but-
tears behind
what
that
does it
smug
require to
fake
get you to
smile.
step in?
The
Like, I don't know,
nervous,
like,
the
how much
perpetual.
worse can it
Remember
get?
Sargon's nervous,
Like,
smug
wow.
smile and laugh?
This is pretty bad. Like, is there
I
like,
mean-
like a measurable coefficient of stepping in somewhere? Like,
I mean,
what do you have- what do you
I
have to
see
do?
I see what looks like a tear there. It looks like a tear. I mean, there's a
So-
little bit of
oh,
a
yeah,
tear coming.
like, So yeah, there's tons of
It's
arguments
okay,
that are all
dude.
against Jason.
We all lose
Jason's-
debates. I know that as an atheist, you
I'm ready.
believe
You
that
can just
you're
move
like
on.
you're
Please.
genius, right?
This is gonna be this
And
is
that
a
you
great
don't
clip.
actually lose debates, but
First,
we all lose debates.
over.
It's okay.
So-
man. It's okay.
we can move on now. He's just an idiot. He's a moron. He's a complete
Yeah.
fool. And
But I'm not
proven-
crying, bro.
Yes.
I'm not weeping.
Jay
Your
Dyer.
phone's broken.
I'm not weeping,
Your
bro.
phone's broken, Jay. Maybe you should get a new phone.
My eyes are dry, bro. I'm not weeping.
Yeah.
Jay Dyer.
Weeping willow atheism.
Tom
Yeah,
Jump. Thank both of you
Ooh,
gentlemen
the fool
for
Jay
this.
had been exposed.
My eyes are
this
seeping,
event-
boy.
For this event, I appreciate it. It was
Grab
a lot
a
of fun.
Kleenex, dude. It's coming out. We can see it right here.
It was a
I think
lot
those are
of-
from just laughing at you so hard because you're just so stupid.
Good one.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Good one,
Jay
dude.
Dyer.
You
Thank you,
stupid.
thank you, Tom Jump. You both have a good
Thank you.
one.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. You guys have a good one. We tried. Goodbye. All right. Yeah, by the way, you'll have to hit the X because if I close out of the call, it'll mess it up for the next debate. So, yeah, just go ahead. Thank you so much. Oh, my God. I'm the moderator, so I'm not supposed to say anything about what I think about that whole entire thing.
That was something.
Those who know me know exactly what I think, and I really had to bite my tongue there in the last 60 seconds. God damn, did I bite my tongue. Anyway. Boy, I bit that son of a bitch really hard. Okay, so now we have to figure out how to get Dick back on the screen. Oh, getting Dick on the screen, that would be, you would think that would be the least of my concerns as of late. But all right,
What's up, guys? Can you hear me at least?
what's up, man?
Yes,
How's it
yes,
going?
we can. We can.
Hey.
What up, guys?
Hello.
All right, now give me a minute. We have to get
yeah,
you guys
go
in
ahead.
the box here. What did you think about that? Well, I'll let the co-host weigh in. Well, go ahead, Dick. You have something to say clearly. Go ahead.
Were they debating on whether or not there's a God?
Yeah, well, that's what I thought.
I think if there is a God, I think he was very disappointed in that, whatever that was. I'll tell you that.